Good evening, I'm Haley Wilkes.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us. Our top story tonight, major decisions involving Florida's budget. Governor Rick Scott is approving this year's budget, but he's also vetoing $410 million in projects that he feels do not benefit Florida families.
From education to job growth and tourism, the governor is now calling for a special legislative session to make those changes. ABC 7's Kate Flexter joins us live from the Sarasota Chamber of Commerce with a look at his announcement today. Kate.
Good evening, guys. Here at the Chamber of Commerce, the focus is on job creation, and that was the major theme of the governor's speech today.
Governor Scott may be signing the state's $82 billion budget, but on Friday he announced plans to veto certain key aspects of it.
I've been reviewing the budget line by line.
This year's legislative session began with tension between Governor Rick Scott and House Speaker Richard Corcoran, as Corcoran looked to cut funding for the economic and tourism development agencies Enterprise Florida and Visit Florida, accusing the agencies of lavish spending. At the time, the move caught backlash from local businesses.
What is his goals? Why is he doing something like this to try to get rid of what benefits the entire state?
Corcoran was successful in cutting that funding, but the governor is now vetoing that move, calling for increased accountability and transparency and increased funding, a total of $76 million. The budget also cuts funding to education, a move that faced stiff resistance from local educators. The Manatee County School Board wrote this letter to the governor asking him to veto that aspect of the budget. And Sarasota County School Board Chair Caroline Zucker wrote a similar note. In the end, Governor Scott did veto that part of the budget and is now calling for an increase to $215 million, or $100 per student.
I know in my case, I was able to have any success I've had because I was able to get a good education.
While this veto is a win, Zucker says there are still several other losses for education.
He's just given us money towards our operating, which is not a small thing, but he's also decimated our capital.
And the governor's final move to create an $85 million job growth program.
I think these things will help us, one, increase more jobs in the state. On top of that, it's also going to continue to focus on improving the education system for all students in our state and all families.
One thing we know for sure, Florida must have a new budget in place by July 1st. For now, reporting live in Sarasota, Kate Flexter, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Kate, thank you. A follow-up now on those piles of trash that were left on Sarasota County beaches during the Memorial Day holiday weekend. Around 48 tons of trash were left on the beaches Monday. Some volunteer groups stepped up to clean up that mess. Now, Sarasota County officials say they plan to take several steps to try and make sure the problem doesn't happen again. Staff members plan to start distributing garbage bags to people as they enter the beach on holiday weekends. The county also plans to launch a new campaign to remind people about the importance of maintaining a clean beach environment and to clean up after themselves. Staff members will also evaluate how trash is currently collected at the beaches, especially during the holidays and high season, and see if any changes need to be made.
Sarasota County commissioners may still have to decide whether to approve a controversial plan to build a new recycling center near the celery fields. Late last night, the County Planning Commission voted not to recommend approval of the proposed project. Their decision followed a 6-hour meeting and a protest from 100 people who oppose the center. TST Ventures wants to build a 16-acre construction and debris recycling facility at the corner of Palmer Road and Apex Road. It would be located on land next to the celery fields Wildlife and Recreation Center. If TST Ventures still moves forward with this proposal, it will go before the full county commission, which then would give final approval or denial. And now to an update on fire conditions across the Suncoast.
Despite some recent rainfall, fire officials are still worried about more fires possibly popping up. ABC 7's Christopher Brantley joins us now live from Venice with more. Christopher?
Good evening, Scott and Haley. A burn ban does remain in effect for much of the Suncoast. As fire officials warn, we're not out of the woods just yet.
If you were driving in Venice on Friday, you very well may have thought the fire danger is out. But not so, according to fire officials.
We are starting to see the typical afternoon showers, but with those showers have lightning strikes which brush fires are conducive to those lightning strikes.
While we have seen less fires this week than the last 2 weeks, still 320 acres of Charlotte County were burned this week by a fire that went on for days. As of now, the Florida Forestry Service says that fire is at 80% contained.
You know, our water table is still extremely low, and we're thankful for the rain. But at the same time, you know, again, with these rains and thunderstorms, we have lightning strikes.
As part of a widespread burn ban, Venice High School had to cancel a graduation tradition, its fireworks display on Friday evening.
As much as we would love to see the fireworks happen, you know, it's just not safe for the citizens.
There are several ways citizens can help decrease the risk of fire. One seems rather simple.
A number of our fires adjacent to roadways are caused by discarded cigarettes, which is actually considered littering.
Fire officials ask smokers to use an ashtray and not the ground to put out a cigarette. As the burn ban continues, burning of yard waste is not allowed. Most outdoor cooking is also prohibited.
The only thing that's permitted right now are gas grills, propane, natural gas, and charcoal grills.
And if you're looking for local, up-to-date fire information, the Florida Forest Service is very active on Twitter. Their handle is FFS_Myakka. Again, that's FFS_Myakka. They are very, very active posting fires. Live in Venice, Christopher Brantley, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Christopher.
Well, let's get a check on our weather now. It was certainly some welcome rain that hit many parts of the area.
Sorts, yeah,
it's been a really good week. In reality, we've had a lot of rainfall in the interior counties of our viewing area, Highlands and DeSoto, as well as into Hardee counties. Some areas getting up to nearly 5 inches of rain in just this past week. Now, look at this today. Lakewood Ranch, over 2 inches of rain, 1.5 inches near Siesta Key. And notice the blue covers a good chunk of Sarasota and a lot of Manatee County, too. So that's another good sign. Some areas didn't get as much, like Northport. But the news is that the rain has come to an end. I know that Music on Main, I believe, has been canceled tonight. But most of the rain is well east of our area and to the north. And the light rain that had been around is now weakening. And I'm not anticipating anything too significant through this evening for Manatee and Sarasota counties. However, there's a chance we could see some overnight showers start to develop in the Gulf of Mexico due to the land breeze. We'll talk more about that. And some more rain is on the way for next week. Details coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob. Thank you. Remember, you can get up-to-the-minute updates on weather conditions across the area during hurricane season and throughout the year by downloading our ABC7 app. Once you download it, it will get you updates on the forecast, breaking news, and local stories straight to your phone. Just go to your app store and search My Suncoast by downloading our My Suncoast app.
A new phone scam is popping up on the Suncoast involving missing jury duty and owing money to avoid an arrest. The scammer directs the intended victim to send $2,000 to the Green Dot money payment system. But local law enforcement says don't fall for it.
If you receive anything that seems suspicious, obviously you can call law enforcement and confirm whether there is any validity to it. And if you feel like something's suspicious and it just doesn't seem right, don't fall for it. Do due diligence, do a simple Google search. You know, if you get a phone call that you don't recognize, don't answer it, don't give your personal information over the phone. Very simple things that you can do to protect yourself.
The scammer even directs victims to retail giant OfficeMax to send their payment through the internet.
More ticket options are now available for the 2017 World Rowing Championships. Event organizers announcing the release of single-day tickets today. Previously, only multi-day tickets were available for the world-class regatta. The event is expected to attract more than 40,000 spectators and nearly 2,000 rowers from around the world. The tickets will be available locally.
The Mall at University Town Center is announcing that they will be one of the outlets to sell these tickets on our behalf. You know, it's a win-win. We're located right across from the mall at UTC. I know they're very excited to be involved with this initiative, and we're excited to have them on board as partners.
The tickets will be sold at the mall at UTC's customer service desk and the World Rowing Championships website as well.
Coming up soon.
It is. Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, resistance from around the world. Who's for and against President Trump's decision to withdraw from an agreement to fight climate change.
And ABC 7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your full weather forecast for the weekend. Plus, a fashion-forward fitness trend if compression garments really help you perform better athletically. That's coming up in Health Smart.
Monday at 4 on Suncoast View.
Tiger Woods gets in trouble with the law, but what exactly did he do? I'm Joey Panic. Coming up Monday, we'll ask our forensic science legal expert about driving and prescription drugs and what everyone needs to know to be safe behind the wheel. Henna tattoos are symbolic and trendy. Well, we'll get a lesson from a local artist. Plus, we'll ask Dr. Jenny, and Tsunami Sushi joins us in the kitchen.
Monday at 4 on Suncoast View.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job. I am Goodwill, yeah.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce.
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by one on any or all numbers and still win.
I dropped it on the floor, and he stepped on it.
No matter how you broke your smartphone, there's only one smart way to fix it. Batteries plus bulbs. Schedule your repair at batteriesplus.com.
A promise was made. A promise that hit the beaches of Normandy. A vow that captured Iwo Jima. A contract that weathered Tet. A pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq. An IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Leaders across the country and around the world are speaking out against President Trump's decision to withdraw the United States from the Paris Climate Agreement. Many reaffirming they will continue to support the agreement regardless. ABC's Janae Norman reports from Washington.
Climate change, real or hoax?
Global warming and that, a lot of it's a hoax. It's a hoax. I mean, it's a money-making industry, okay?
President Trump with a firm stance on the campaign trail. And although the White House says the stance has evolved, EPA Director Scott Pruitt not saying today whether the president believes the science.
Yes or no? Does the president believe that climate change is real and a threat to the United States?
You know what's interesting about all the discussions we had through the last several weeks have been focused on one singular issue. Is Paris good or not for this country?
Pruitt defending Trump's decision to withdraw from the agreement signed by nearly 200 countries to fight climate change, saying it would hurt the American economy and criticizing the worldwide outrage.
The world applauded when we joined Paris. And you know why? I think they applauded because they knew it was going to put this country at an economic disadvantage.
I was elected to represent the citizens of Pittsburgh, not Paris.
The mayor of Pittsburgh speaking out, joining the dozens of American mayors and business leaders vowing to comply with the Paris Climate Accord.
Pittsburgh's the example of what is really at the heart of the Paris Agreement and how a city that was facing economic collapse was able to come back through innovation and change.
People have called me a climate skeptic or a climate denier. I don't know what it means to deny the climate. I would say that they're climate exaggerators.
As Oklahoma's Attorney General Scott Pruitt formally sued the Environmental Protection Agency that he now runs over efforts to regulate pollution. And President Trump's latest budget proposes cutting funding for the EPA nearly in half. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
The Trump administration is asking the Supreme Court to immediately reinstate its travel ban. It bans travelers from 6 mostly Muslim countries and refugees from anywhere in the world. The Trump administration says the U.S. will be safer if the policy is put in place. The legal fight pits the president's significant authority over immigration against what lower courts have said is a policy that purported to be about national security, but was intended to target Muslims.
Well, when I left for lunch today, the rain wasn't coming down that way. It was going this way.
It was going sideways.
Yeah, and I got soaked.
Some big storms moving on in at around 1, 2, 3 o'clock, and now it's all gone. Unfortunately, Lakewood Ranch Music on Main has been canceled, but it really would have been a perfect night because cloud cover,
now it's nice.
Cooler temperatures, and the rain, for the most part, has moved on. You can see from our tower cam, not showing much vertical development to these clouds. It's kind of a flat ceiling there. When you see that, a little bit more stable atmosphere has moved in behind that little weak system that moved on through, which brought some pretty heavy rain at times to Lakewood Ranch, up to 2 inches. But forecast this evening, not calling for a lot of rain. We may see some light rainfall, but not a lot. Here's what's going on now with the latest satellite in the tropics. We are still watching the remnants of what was Beatrice. It's moving through Central America now near Mexico and heading off to the north-northeast. Yesterday we showed you this area, and it's a Pacific storm. It's going to be bringing a lot of moisture our way over the upcoming week. And it looks as though pretty good chances for some widespread rain on Wednesday and Thursday of next week, and even into Tuesday as a result of all this moisture heading our way. The good news is that the winds are going to be so strong in the upper levels of the atmosphere, it's not going to allow it to develop. In fact, there's no real threat of any kind of significant circulation. All the models together, the GFS dissipate it right there into the central Gulf of Mexico. But the moisture will not dissipate. That will continue on off toward the east, right into Florida, bringing with it a good chance for some showers and some storms. Right now, that storm is mainly east of our viewing area. You can see a little bit of light rain here and there, not a lot, but some light rainfall dotting about the Manatee and Sarasota County area. But you can see the heavier showers are well into Highlands now, and there's not much west of Anna Maria Island at this time. Some light rain showers about 150 miles offshore of the Sun Coast, and that indicates a little bit of energy out there. So we're going to have some chances for showers and storms tomorrow in the late morning, early afternoon along the coastline, and then inland storms in the afternoon, kind of like we saw today. And they'll be hit or miss as a result of that. But I think a lot of cloud cover will still stay with us. It's not going to be the sunniest of weekends as a result of this high-level cloudiness moving in our general direction, and then eventually that plume of moisture will move in, specifically by midweek next week. And there's some instability over Texas, all the way over to the lower Mississippi Valley. Current conditions right now, not showing the high clouds. These are automated systems there at the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport. So although it says sunny, we just saw the tower cam show clouds around. It's not indicating the high clouds around. 80 degrees right now. Humidity at 64%. Winds are out of the west at 6, and the pressure 29.98 inches. And the hourly forecast for tomorrow, we have a chance for scattered showers and a few thunderstorms. At any time during the day, they're going to be scattered, though, and then we'll see a little bit more action inland late in the afternoon. Temperatures will be a couple degrees below average. Our normal high for this time of year, right around 88, 89 degrees. Well, it'll be in the mid-80s because of the increased cloud cover that we are anticipating as a result of the systems out there in the Gulf of Mexico, little pieces of energy kind of rotating around a trough of low pressure. So tonight, the big storms on the East Coast could send some waves back our way late tonight. We could see an isolated shower or two pop up after 10 o'clock. And looks like that'll be out mainly in the Gulf of Mexico. For boaters tomorrow, there'll be a southeast to southwest wind at 5 to 10 knots. So we'll start off southeasterly, switch around to the southwest in the afternoon. Seas running right around 2 feet. And the water temperature now at 85 degrees. UV index will be a little bit lower as a result of the clouds. A high tide at 8:19 and a low tide at 3:22. The forecast for the next 7 days. 50-50 chance at showers and storms through Monday. We start to see some of that tropical moisture move in Tuesday, Wednesday, and Wednesday night. and then it tapers off on Thursday and Friday of next week. Scott?
Okay, Bob, thank you. In Suncoast Traffic Watch right now, no crashes in the area, but traffic is backed up on US 41. This is the southbound lanes just south of Fruitville Road in Sarasota. You can see it's slow going for a ways south from there. Haley?
Thank you, Scott. In health news tonight, for the 40 million Americans who have migraines, a new treatment could be on the way. Teva Pharmaceutical says its experimental drug to prevent migraines cleared a late-stage study. That paves the way for a U.S. regulatory submission later this year. The drug, called Firmazumab, targets CGRP, which is a protein involved in a pain signaling during a migraine. Patients treated with it in the study experienced a significant reduction in the number of monthly headache days. Looking forward to that. A new study published in Nature Communications sheds light on some possible factors autism and revealed in children's teeth that have fallen out. That's how they did the study. This small study examined baby teeth from 32 sets of twins to see if levels of lead and other metals correlated with an increased risk of developing autism. Lead levels were consistently higher from 12 weeks before birth to 20 weeks after birth in children with autism spectrum disorder. The greatest difference was observed at 15 weeks after twins were born. Lead levels were 1.5 times higher in children with autism spectrum disorder. Compression tights apparently do not improve your performance while running. That's according to a study by the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center. Researchers had experienced runners. They had them run on a treadmill with and without compression tights. They found compression tights reduce the amount that your muscles vibrate, but that was not associated with any less fatigue during a 30-minute high-intensity run. No word yet on how these findings will affect the sales of Nike's compression tights, because the company actually paid to have this study done through a research grant. Coming up, a failed robbery at a casino in the Philippines, what we know about the gunman responsible for that deadly attack. Plus, an environmentally friendly way to get to work. Which state is encouraging people to use canoes instead of cars?
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
If you've ever had a bad night's sleep, call and price the new Craftmatic Legacy. It has so much more than other adjustables and still costs up to 50% less. Featuring a rising adjustable pillow rest to support your head, neck, and shoulders, bedside power plugs, under-bed night lights, and more. So call and price one today for less. Up to 50% less than Tempur-Pedic, Sleep Number, and other adjustables.
You get so much more and it still costs less. You've got to see how little they cost.
Call 1-800-774-8103. That's 1-800-774-8103. Call now.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
For the last decade, SNS Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
New details tonight on a terrifying attack at an entertainment complex in the Philippines that left more than 35 people dead. Eyewitnesses say a man armed with an assault rifle and gasoline barged into the casino at Resorts World in Manila early Friday morning. Dozens were injured as they ran to escape the scene. Police say the gunman filled a backpack with more than $2 million worth of casino chips and set gaming tables on fire.
Then we started, and then the next I saw, he started a huge fire. Okay. And then we just started running, and through the staircases we came down.
The suspect was later found dead at a neighboring hotel in an apparent suicide. Authorities believe he was a robber and not a terrorist. Police say the victims died of smoke inhalation and not gunfire. Many of them were found in the bathroom where they'd gone to hide from the gunman. Emergency crews fight through massive flames to save a man on a burning boat. A sailboat went up in flames near Hallandale Beach, which is just north of Miami, yesterday. Firefighters and the Coast Guard rushed to the scene, and after receiving a Mayday call, they managed to put the fire out and rescue the man on board who was not hurt. The cause of the blaze is still under investigation.
You've heard about Bike to Work Day, but what about Canoe to Work Day? Today, the mayor of Indianapolis celebrated the 6th annual Central Indiana Canoe to Work Day. The day was initially created by an engineering company so employees could take their canoes down the White River right into downtown Indianapolis. The goal is to draw attention to Indiana's waterways and the importance of natural resources. If you're tired of just staring at the TV on the treadmill, how about this unique workout? Getting sweaty in the halls of the Met Museum in New York City. It's called the Museum Workout. Participants do choreographed dance as workouts as they walk the 2 miles through the museum. The workout is happening on Thursdays through Sundays from now until mid-December. So if you happen to be up there, tell us how it is. And if you want to work out in sequins, I mean,
that's your choice, yeah.
That's your option. I would not suggest that, but they seem like they're doing just fine. Well, at least the scenery's nice, I'll say that.
I know, but
it's air conditioning.
That too, that's a good one.
It's a really good one.
But if you want to stop and see something, I mean, you're like working out, and there it goes.
Right,
you know?
I mean, you can't, you got to look quick and move on. Well, still to come in your Suncoast News, a very good time to stock up on storm supplies.
Which items you can get tax-free all weekend long. That story coming up.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Attention blood clot filter patients. Surgically implanted blood clot filters are potentially life-threatening. Some filters are prone to breaking, resulting in pieces of the filter moving through the body and causing internal bleeding. If you had surgery to implant a blood clot filter, you may be entitled to a cash award, even if you haven't suffered side effects yet. Call the Gold Shield Group now, 888-747-5291, to see if you qualify for a cash award, 888-747-5291.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 70.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator. There was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially.
Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.